Hey guys, Scott here. A little bit of a quicker video today. I just wanted to go over my experiences as Nemesis in the 2v8 mode. And 2v8 is just my favorite mode in the game. This is like the only time of the year where I'm actually like genuinely looking forward to playing DBD like extensively. And I will even play it off stream. I'm totally fine with playing the game as like a stream game because I think it's great to watch and stuff like that. But, it's very obvious that without new content, there's always periods of burnout like this. And then so 2v8 has always been such like a welcome change to the fact like it's just crazy how much I actually enjoy playing the mode. So I love Nemesis as well. Nemesis is my favorite killer in the game currently, and they just added Nemesis to 2v8. So obviously that is sort of a dream come true, and I've been playing pretty much only Nemesis. And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed in what they did with Nemesis, which is nothing, pretty much. They effectively didn't really do anything with Nemesis. He's pretty much just the same 1v4 killer with a couple of add-ons base kit, not even like add-ons that you would really want. Like, usually Marvin's Blood is going to be better than Tyrant Core. Marvin's Blood allows you to gain infection rates at a higher rate when you are hitting survivors versus hitting zombies. Getting to a survivor is 50 times easier than getting to a zombie on these giant maps, considering there are only 2 zombies. So I would much rather have like the Marvin's Blood effect. There's also no zombie movement speed add-ons, which make no sense considering, again, the maps are absolutely massive. You think we would have zombie movement speed, but no, they just get the slight detection AoE add-ons. And so Nemesis really didn't get much. He got a couple of add-ons base kit, but they're not even among his good add-ons. So it's just a sort of a weird thing where almost every other killer in this mode, other than maybe like Deathslinger, gets something massive. Like even killers that are really good. Nurse gets 3 blinks near a teammate. Blight has, much better cooldowns, and Spirit has Rusty Flute Giga base kit. Like, there are just way more changes that happen to killers that are already extremely good. Now, I'm not saying Nemesis isn't extremely good. Nemesis is a good killer, but he's not like, an S or like A plus tier killer or anything like that. So the fact that a lot of these other stronger killers got new and exciting things, even if it's not like great. Like Wesker is not like an S tier killer. I don't even think he's an A tier killer. But the fact that he got 3 dashes is an extremely fun, new, exciting thing for Wesker players to mess around with. It allows for a lot of things that the killer was never able to even just dream of doing. But because of that, in the 2v8 mode, you've got a crazy new playstyle to tinker around with. Nemesis, he's just Nemesis. He's the exact same killer. Nothing is different at all. He functions in the same way, and in fact, he's punished by the infection mechanic way, way more, because the infections, normally, you only have 4 boxes on the map, 1 for each survivor, and that's it. Once you've gotten through those, everyone's permanently infected for the rest of the game, so it's very worth it to infect people very often. However, in this mode, the infections, there are way more boxes, and the boxes contain cures that have multiple charges, so if you have a Wesker on your team, basically together you have to go through 48 infections before you run out, which is impossible. You're never going to do that before the game ends. So you get put in this really shitty scenario where you're infecting people, but they're curing it at a faster rate that you can infect them. And I'm hitting people with tentacles every 5 seconds. Like, seriously, the audio of my matches is just ting, 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 ting. It's like a pinball machine. And yet every time I look at the UI, no one's blue, no one's infected. So it's so demoralizing. Like, it's on the one hand really fun being able to just practice hitting tentacles all like every 2 seconds. It's just a shooting gallery at this point because there's people everywhere. But at the same time, it's really demoralizing because you have to commit to a chase. There's no option that you actually have where you can hit someone with an infection. No, okay, they have to use one of the only 4 resources left if they want to keep this on. So I can leave him now. He's in a very strong area. Let's not deal with this anymore. No, if you hit someone with an infection, you have to commit to chasing them or they're going to cure their infection 5 seconds later and you've wasted all your time. So it's also detrimental to be with a Wesker because those infections are cured together at the same time. So you would think the Resident Evil killers would have some cool synergy. They have anti-synergy. They're getting double the infection cure for the same exact cure. So it's kind of frustrating there as well. Basically, I would have just loved to see something that made him a bit different compared to his normal mode. And again, I'm still playing him because I love Nemesis and I will play just regular Nemesis all day because I just love the killer. But there's really not too much different going on there. And that's like the disappointing part. What could they have done differently? I really think they don't need to do much. They just need to make cleansing infections not nearly as strong. Because think about it, we're doubling the players, but like quadrupling the cures that they have, which is kind of insane, and it doesn't make sense at all. You would think, okay, if there's 8 players, now we have 8 cures. If you have 4 players, there's 4, 8, there's 8. But it's like, now you have like 24 cures. It's just like, I don't understand why that's the case or why it's like that, but yeah, it just makes it really demoralizing to ever bother using your tentacle on someone you're not going to guarantee a chase with. And on maps like these, sometimes it's hard to guarantee a chase because there's 69 pallets on it and you can't get it down super easily sometimes. That's typically when you're tier 1. Once you're tier 2, you can get through these pallets pretty fast and it's not a big deal. But yeah, tier 1 Nemesis is very, very painful in this mode because, yeah, you have to just commit to the first guy you see. So overall, I think they kind of missed the mark on Nemesis. I really would have liked to see him have some type of synergy with someone as well. Like, someone brought up a really cool suggestion. If Wesker and Nemesis's cures happen at the same time, their infections should also have some synergy at the same time. So maybe if Wesker, if I hit someone with a tentacle and they have Wesker infection, it increases the buildup of their Wesker infection, or vice versa. If they're both going to be able to be cured by the same thing, why can't they be infected by the same thing? I know it's Ouroboros and, T-Virus. I know they're different things, but you could still have some type of gameplay synergy there and make it, not just all downside. Like, I would get it if Nemesis was like an S-tier killer, the best killer in the game. Okay, we want to tone him down a little bit, but he's not. In fact, he's weaker than like half the killers in the mode that got significant buffs. So I'm just saying it just doesn't really make any sense to have him be the way that he is. And I guess that's really the only disappointing part. I'm still really having fun playing Nemesis and I'm enjoying it a lot. But I find myself kind of want to tinkering with, I want to tinker with other killers a bit more. Recently, I've learned the joys of playing Legion in this mode, and you don't even down people. You just run around the entire map just stabbing people 86 times. It is actually London Simulator, and it is very, very fun. Now, the reason, this is a bit of a side tangent, the reason it's fun is because people are just dumb and they don't know how to go against Legion. Here's a tip in case you hate going against Legion. Camp a pallet. That's it. That's all you have to do. There's 60 pallets in this mode. Don't worry about it. People can rebuild them anyway. Legion's in Frenzy. Camp a pallet. If he sits at the pallet, doesn't drop it, great. You play Legion Chicken for a while. If he lunges through it, drop it as soon as you see him lunge forward. Now, he's out of his power. You get, you get deboonded, but that's it. You've canceled everything. If everyone just camped pallets as Legion, he would be useless in this mode. Luckily, people are terrible, so Legion's going to remain fun to play. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over my thoughts on Nemesis, and overall, I think Wesker was handled really well. I think the three dashes is super fun, completely game-changing, enables you to do so many more crazy things with Wesker. So Wesker was great. They did that perfectly. But Nemesis, my boy, my main, my one true love is, he just really didn't get much. He's just normal Nemesis. So finally, make infections not as easy to cleanse, so there's less incentive to just commit only to the chase that you're in, and I think that's all he needs. He doesn't need a rocket launcher, he doesn't need a tier 4, he doesn't need to permanently injure people once he's in tier 3, even if they're not infected. Just make infections less easy to cleanse. That's really the only change he needs, and I say this as someone that's been playing no one but Nemesis for basically 6 months straight. That is the only change he needs. Don't make it go from, 4 to 8, or don't make it go from 4 to 24 cleanses, go from 4 to 8 or something. That's it. So that's all. I just want to voice my opinion on Nemesis. Anyway, I recorded this all in one queue, and it's been about 9 minutes, which is just about where we're going to get another game. So that's it. Thanks for watching.